Hi, everybody. Welcome to Jimmy Dore Show. I'm here with Richard Eskow, RJ Eskow from the Zero Hour. Where can they find the Zero Hour?
Patreon.com/the Zero Hour.
All right. Fantastic. Also, the Miserable Liberal is here. Hi, Steph.
How's it going?
Going great. I'm here today. We're lucky to have Richard with us. He is a veteran of the Bernie Sanders campaign. He was the speechwriter and idea man extraordinaire over at the Bernie Sanders campaign. And so I'm glad to have his opinion here because today we're talking about the Democratic strategy in 2018 and 2020. And one of my favorite things is to expose the corporatist news people for the empty lying vessels that they are, right? So here's someone was tweeting at Joyanne Reid, she's the host on MSNBC, about, the problem with the Democrats is they all take corporate money and we can't trust them. And she says, dude, which, it's super, I don't know how that helps your point, but if you call someone dude, it always helps your point.
Absolutely.
Dude. All candidates raise money from corporate donors. Wake up and retire this silly talking point.
I worked for Bernie, and he raised $228 million without a single corporate donor. Did you know that?
I did know that.
Sounds silly. Silly.
It was actually in the papers. It might have even been on MSNBC, but I guess Joy maybe didn't have her TV on that night or something. I don't know.
I guess she doesn't know Ro Khanna doesn't take corporate donors. No, I guess she doesn't.
Yeah,
I guess she doesn't know about Bernie Sanders. I guess she didn't realize that the guy who took 47% of the vote in the primary for president actually didn't take corporate donations. That's weird.
Right.
That she would say that.
Dude, turn on your TV.
And then she's telling you, if you have a problem with your Democrats being in bed with Wall Street, that you're nuts, that you need to grow up, dude. That's her being street, dude. That's her being. And then someone tweeted at her the list of the 16 Democrats who just went along with Trump to deregulate Wall Street even further and set us up for another crash, which hurts who? Poor people. And so someone tweeted that at her, and she retweeted this and said, "Come on, Dems, what are you doing?" I don't know, you fucking idiot. Maybe what do you think they're doing? What do you think they're doing, Joy? You liar. Of course, she's trying to pretend. No, they don't all take it. You're lying. And B, you're also gaslighting people, trying to make them think that it doesn't have an effect. And here it is. Oh, it has an effect. Come on, Dems. What do you do? You know goddamn well what they're doing. They're protecting their corporate donors, Joy, which is the problem. But you have a corporate donor. It's called Comcast, which is why you're incapable of telling the truth. Which is why you are one of the biggest gaslighting liars I have ever seen in corporate media. And that's saying something. And I'm including people in Fox News in that.
Joy Reid. It's funny you should mention Fox News. I was just looking for it on my phone, but my fingers are too fat for the thing.
What are you looking for?
Well, you probably know it already. But when Joy Reid did the interview and said, I don't know why it is, but nowadays I have to say I'm more comfortable around Republicans like David Frum, who was Bush's speechwriter, or William Kristol, than I am around a lot of these Democratic lefties. I don't know why it is. Gee, Joy, I think I know why it is. But these are the heroes of the resistance now, right?
Yes.
The people
who led us into an illegal war, telling us how smart George Bush was,
who helped George Bush lie to the American people, cost $3 trillion, a million lives of Iraqis, thousands of American lives. But she's more comfortable with him.
She's more comfortable with him.
Yeah,
I know. That's your Joyanne Reid.
Come on, Dems, what are you doing?
If there only was a way for her to find out exactly what the Dems were doing. If she only was able to report on something like that. I wonder if she has access to that kind of information, why they're pursuing it. Go ahead, Jim.
No, that's just awesome. Also, I just wanted to show. So again, that's what the corporate Democrats are doing. Okay. So Joy, the reason why people won't vote for Democrats is because they take corporate money. She says, retire this silly talking point. Wow, I love how she says, wake up. Wake up, says the person who just learned actions have consequences.
No, she hasn't. No, to be fair, she hasn't learned that actions have consequences. So come on,
I wish that was wake up and retire. I wish that she that wasn't just a tweet, but advice she was giving the Mirror.
She doesn't even have to wake up, actually.
So here she has quid pro quo. That's just silly. Come on. It was a cartoon meme that cost Hillary the election. Come on. It wasn't that. I mean, this is ignoring the problem again.
Can I get the cartoon meme thing over?
Yes.
The Russian bots, the Russian troll farms that Mueller indicted. I really am struggling with the concept that meme of Jesus and Satan arm wrestling with the caption "Hillary is a Satan." And Jesus, by the way, looks like Cat Stevens, like circa Moonshadow or whatever. I'm really struggling with the notion that through the election. Talk me through this, because I know it's true because Joy Reid says so.
It did.
So. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was really, there was a lot of people who were really ready to vote for Hillary. They were going to get off their butts and go vote for her. And then they saw that and they were like, oh no, I'm going to vote for Trump or something. That's the thinking, I guess.
Because who wants to vote for Satan?
Who wants to vote for Satan? It's just, I just think it's awesome that Joyanne Reid, see, this is MSNBC, and whether it's net neutrality or money in politics, the job of an MSNBC employee on-air host is to pretend to not understand the problem. And that's their job.
Oh, that's perfect, because, when Edward Snowden released all that information and became the hero he is today, unqualified hero that he is today, in my opinion, I remember Rachel tweeted, I just don't know what to think about this.
Oh, boy.
And so that's perfectly illustrates your point. And I tweeted back at her, why don't you think exactly what you would think if the president wasn't a Democrat? But that's perfect. You just nailed it. They are there to make us think we don't know what we already know.
Yes.
No, really, the jury's out on that. Really, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
No, wake up.
The way Rachel,
you might still be sleeping. This might all be a dream. It's like the Wizard of Oz.
The way Rachel covered net neutrality was, this is going to be a big deal. She didn't say which way. She just goes, this is going to be a big deal. Watch this. There'll be protests over this. Believe me, it's going to be a big deal. She didn't say, this is a horrible big deal. She would never give a qualifier to it. The segment we saw anyway. So here he is. It's just great to see, every time a corporate, so she had her awakening. Every time a corporate just has an awakening, another union worker joins the fight for 15.
And you know what? You know what's so cute about this, actually, as I think about it? So the vote happens. The procedural vote, which, by the way, is the only vote that matters, because the way it works in the Senate is the procedural vote to get past 60.
The motion to proceed, it's called.
The motion to proceed. Once that's done, then in the current environment, you've won. Okay. Yeah. And then some of these Democrats will be allowed to vote against the final bill so that they can go back and say, I didn't vote for this giveaway to Wall Street. So isn't it funny how Joy Reid's little awakening here, come on, Dems, what are you doing, fits in perfectly with that timetable. It's already past the vote that matters. Joy Reid says, come on, Dems, what are you doing? A few of these guys will flip now and vote against the final bill now that it doesn't matter because it's going to pass anyway. And Joy Reid gets and they get to say, well, we voted against it. We gave it our best shot.
And by the way, she's gonna voter shame people. She'll be the first one up there to wag her finger and say you need to vote for Democrats. How dare you not vote for Democrats? And here's why people won't vote for Democrats. And another reason why is because they all take corporate money. This is why, because when they take corporate money, they rule with Wall Street and against their own people, and then you pretend to not know what's going on. She doesn't know, what are you doing? You know exactly what they're goddamn doing. And then this real quick, I'll put this in here. Here's a post. Here's a Twitter. This was about someone talking about Dianne Feinstein, saying we have to vote for Dianne Feinstein. And she says, did the California progressives learn nothing from 2016? Refusing to support an accomplished woman like Dianne Feinstein because she is a moderate is the purest bullshit that landed us in this mess. No, it was her corporatist bullshit that landed us in this mess. That's not what landed. Again, with this intentional misdiagnosing of the problem. The job, as Richard points out very eloquently, the job is not for the voter to woo the politician. The job is for the politician to woo the voter. That's what's supposed to happen. And what do they want instead? Another man? This is why we can't have nice things. She's against Medicare for all. That's why we can't have nice things.
And by the way, I'm looking at the picture of the person who tweeted this, and it's a white woman dismissively. She's referring to, of course, we know there's a woman in the race too, so that
yes, we do.
So that it's not necessarily another man, but the man happens to be a Hispanic man. So she is erasing
Right.
the fact that he's a person of color and that she is a white person in order to, which is another piece of jujitsu where instead of intersectionality, we have one group of people, tribality, pushing down another group of people.
Tribe.
It's like, where I'm from, Utica, New York, I knew exactly what Geraldine Ferraro was doing in 2008 when she spoke up against Barack Obama and said he won't wait his turn. That's white working class racism, coded racism. It's like they would say to me, Ricky, the guys, they want the jobs down at the factory. They don't want to stick around like Sammy's daddy did. They just want in. This was that was coded racism. There's a coded racism in this too that says somehow that I'm going to dismiss the fact that this guy is a member of what they call a suspect class in the law, a group of people that is likely to be discriminated against, just as women are. So, but she's erasing that for her moderate, quote unquote, which is nothing moderate.
There's
about
nothing
the
moderate about
positions of these people. And I love the way that they demonize values and ethics by calling it purist and litmus test and all of that as if, oh, you have ideals?
Yeah.
What kind of piece of shit are you?
Why don't you
actually have value?
Yes.
You actually believe in things? You scum.
And she forgets to mention that Dianne Feinstein is one of the wealthiest members of government right now.
And she also forgets to mention that there's a woman in the race.
Allison Hartson.
Allison Hartson is a woman in the race, so you could vote for another woman. You don't have to vote for that woman. That's the same thing they tried to call you a sexist, Bernie bro. I'm voting for Jill Stein. You are a sexist.
Right.
I'm voting for Jill Stein. I'm voting for a woman who actually represents me. So there you go. The only time Dianne Feinstein would be considered a moderate would be at a Tea Party rally. Am I wrong about that?
Well, I don't know.
This is why we can't have nice things, says the person supporting the candidate who's pro-fracking.
This is why we can't have nice things that are covered with oil and the refuse from dead birds.
Right.
Dianne Feinstein is a moderate, the same way Joe Manchin is an environmentalist.
Yeah, Joe Manchin. Paula Swearingen, have I mentioned her
Yes,
lately?
Paula Swearingen. We've had her on the show, and
God
we're
bless
voting
her.
for her. We support her. Paula Jean Swearingen. I love that name, Paula Jean Swearingen. It's a great name.
Isn't it great?
And we'll see you, by the way, March 26th, we added a second show in Austin. We'll see you there. Also, March 30th, Burbank, California. It's always a raucous good time. Live Jimmy Dore show. Please make sure you're subscribed. It only takes a second. If you think you are, check anyway and ring that bell so when we drop a video, you get a notification. And become a patron. We give you a couple hours of free stuff or bonus material. Put it that way, bonus material every gosh darn week. And we're on Steam It. We are steaming it right now. Thanks for your support.